Our ancestors were much healthier than us. How do I know that, you might ask? It's all because of this dentist's work. This is Weston Price, and in the 1920s, he traveled all over the world analyzing the health of isolated and primitive tribes that lived just like our ancestors did. And what he found is shocking. So let's dive in and see what we can learn for our health today. Quick note, when I say ancestors, I'm talking about natural humans like hunter-gatherers and pastoralists, not some medieval peasant eating a trash diet. So right now we have a massive problem. Despite being the most modernized and technologically advanced, we are extremely unhealthy. Chronic diseases like diabetes are common, and people are dying left and right from things like heart disease. And most importantly, we're extremely disconnected from nature. This actually isn't surprising at all. We eat trash food, stare into artificial light at night, sit a lot, sleep less, and live under constant stimuli. In the 1920s, he thought, how could it be with all of this technologically advancing that we're still extremely sick and reliant on big pharma companies? So he went out and traveled all over the world to find for himself why disease comes with modernity. He visited remote communities like the Maasai in Africa, the people of the Lacento Valley in Switzerland, Pacific Islanders, and even Native Americans like the Eskimos. He found that all of these people had perfect teeth and no tooth decay. They had strong jaws and well-built frames, and they were in excellent health. Even though they all ate different diets based on their environments, they all had an abundance of fat-soluble nutrients from animal foods. For example, the people of the Lacento Valley mainly ate cheese and dairy, while Pacific Islanders had a diet full of fish. So how do we know that all of this isn't just genetic? Well, Weston Price also analyzed the modern varieties of these people. And guess what? They were riddled of tooth decay and disease. Communities that had no issues with things like tooth decay and tuberculosis are now suffering from them. So it's clear that the ancestral way is much healthier than the modern way. But you're probably wondering, how can this be? Our ancestors only lived till 30. We've all heard this misconception, and I'll tell you why it's wrong. So back in the day, the infant mortality was extremely high due to poor sanitation. So around 50% of babies would die before they even turned 1. And if you know anything about statistics, averages like life expectancy are extremely skewed. So this high amount of infant mortality lowers that life expectancy drastically. The truth is, if you made it past 1 back then, it was pretty usual for you to live till 50 to 60. And there are many cases of people living till 80 and 90. Also, our ancestors lived hard lives. They were literally fighting lions, killing each other in intertribal warfare, and the lack of sanitation made infections easy to be deadly. I'm so sure that if our ancestors had basic sanitation in modern medicine, the average life expectancy would be 100 years old. So even though our ancestors had way lower life expectancies than us, they had higher health expectancies, meaning that they maintained good health for a longer period of time. Usually it was until the day they died. So nowadays the health expectancy is trash. You have 40-year-olds reliant on medications that have hundreds of health problems. A 40-year-old due to nature was running at optimal strength. That was the peak of male health. So what took our natural health away? Why did the people that Weston Price analyzed get unhealthy as soon as they modernized? Well, I think that there are 3 main things. The first one is diet. Ultra-processed foods make up a big chunk of our diet, and we are straight sugar addicts. Not only that, Weston Price said that the primitive people he analyzed consume 40% more fat-soluble vitamins than the average American. And mind you, this was the 1930s, and the American diet is infinitely times worse now. The second thing is light and sleep. Our ancestors were spending all day outdoors and had their circadian rhythm perfectly aligned with nature. This meant that their sleep quality was fantastic. Nowadays, we live inside, don't get morning sun, and stay late on our phones watching blue light. Sleep is where the body repairs itself, so the fact that modern humans are not sleeping well is extremely concerning. And finally, community. We are as lonely as ever, and there's literally a male loneliness epidemic going around. Humans are social animals, so not socializing is extremely harmful to us. So now you understand that modern society is absolutely cooked. So what can you do about it? You need to follow the principles of ancestral health. Live as naturally as possible, go outside, watch the sunset and sunrise, eat a nutritious animal-based diet, and avoid toxins and pollutants. And there are also so many more things. If you want to know everything about ancestral health, the true way to regain our God-given birthright to natural health, subscribe to my channel, because I'll be making so many more videos like this explaining everything. If you want a personalized guide to help you level up your health, click that link in the description. I'm working one-on-one with people, and your first call is free. I hope you learned something from this video, and stay healthy.